All right, hello, Idiots on Parade, the too ugly for TV podcast. We mock the news so you don't have to. I am Nathan Timmel, stand-up comedian in Iowa City. With me, as always, is Jake Vevra, stand-up comedian in New York City. Hello, Jake.
How's it going?
All is well here. We are both in noisy locations. I'm on the road, so that's why we're going live on a Saturday instead of a Sunday. And you, what's going on in your house? I hear noises in the background.
We live on the street. I have 2 kids, 2 dogs, 1 cat. I'm in the 7th circle of hell, basically.
So it's the cat that's noisy. I'm just hoping a vacuum cleaner doesn't turn on here because that's happened several times already. All right, Jake, did you know that this is our 600th episode?
Oh, shit. Happy 600.
And there's the vacuum cleaner. Jesus goddamn Christ. How loud is that coming through for you?
Not loud. I honestly can barely hear you.
Hold on.
Listening on my phone, and that volume's barely going at all. But Timmel stepped away. He's turning down the vacuum cleaner. I am going to give you guys a bit of a recap now that he's gone of the Tyson fight last night. It was disgusting. I don't think legends.
Everything I saw said that Netflix wasn't working. Like literally everything I saw said Netflix is not working. Every post in my Facebook feed on Twitter is Netflix down. Netflix couldn't handle the servers, the stream.
Yeah, I mean, you did have to leave and then get back in, but it was fine. But yeah, it did crash for me a couple of times. That said, the pre-card fights, fucking amazing. Except for like the first one, which was like influencers. They had I believe a light welterweight fight, a championship fight, and then like a women's lightweight fight that were. Championship fight that were both amazing. So,
but I didn't see it. I read online. Was it sort of a fake fight? Like they just sort of danced around one another without, or were they coming to blows?
No. Okay. So basically,
when I say fake, I just mean a lot of dancing, a lot of jabbing, but like, because Tyson used to do 1-punch knockouts all the fucking time.
Yes, when he can get inside and do his thing. He's fighting a guy that's way younger than him, way faster than him, and
bigger than him.
And has a bigger reach. So he can, like, he lost to Lennox Lewis that basically did the same thing to him 30 fucking years ago.
And a lot of people are saying it wasn't worth it. Was it worth it at least to watch, or was it just a big hype for nothing?
No. Again, the prelim fights, fucking awesome. Amazing. But the Tyson Paul fight, absolutely not. It happened like I thought it was going to happen. Look, if you're younger, you're faster, you got a bigger reach, you just jab and overhand right the whole time and stay on the outside, and you're going to win the fucking fight on points. And
was that what it was on points? Because again, I read this morning that said, "Oh, Tyson went 8 rounds." Was that just it? It was an 8-round fight, and they went to the end, and then Paul won on points.
Yes, it was Tyson standing in the middle of the ring, and then a dude half his age and twice his fucking reach, jabbing him on the outside of the ring and circling around doing this. That's what happened.
I read this morning that Paul is going to challenge Jimmy Carter to a fight next, because that seems to be about his speed, taking on guys twice his age that are. But good for Tyson for standing up to him. Like maybe he didn't get the knockout he wanted, but I mean he's there. So Paul.
Jimmy Carter could use the money too. So I hope that fight does happen. I'm annoyed that there is an even better fight. Ironically, with a dude named Tyson, who's named after Mike Tyson, Tyson Fury, and Alexander Usyk, who took his title, that no one gives a shit about.
Was it one of the early fights, or was it? Is that a different fight?
No, I'm saying it's coming up, man.
Oh, it's coming up, and no one cares because it's not celebrity.
That does give you Tyson's age, though, man. The dude who doesn't have the heavyweight championship title now, but who had most of them for a while, was literally named after Mike Tyson, just because his dad's a big boxing fan. That kind of gives you Mike Tyson's age.
No, yeah, well, yeah, because if you got someone that's boxing now, yeah. Wasn't there a picture floating around of whichever one it was, Jake or Logan Paul meeting Tyson as a kid?
I didn't see that picture, but yeah, I mean, like he's too fucking old. Look, man, I saw Mike Tyson's last couple fights. The last one, he said like I'm too old, basically, and I'm tired of losing to this caliber of fighter. I heard him say that in the ring after getting knocked out over 20 years ago. So
So this is just a paycheck.
yeah,
And you get old, you get nostalgic, and you think you can do well, whatever. What do you think the next marquee fake exploitation fight will be?
I think if he has any heart, he will fight a grizzly bear. He will go to the zoo and fight a grizzly bear because Jake Paul is a circus act. It is a sad state for boxing that two fucking championship bouts had to be undercards for this goddamn circus act that we saw last night.
What about the reality of this situation where people used to box kangaroos? Think you could take on a kangaroo? Like the old timey videos of yore from the 1920s, where they'd get in the ring and box a kangaroo.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think Jake Paul should just do that next. He's not like, dude, Mike Tyson is almost 60, you know? Even if the saying goes 60's the new 50, you still fought a guy that's 50.
Yeah.
50-year-olds don't fucking box at that level. They just don't.
Well, a 50-year-old Tyson could kick my ass easily, but a well-trained, like say if the stupid scenario, if Tyson could at 50 could fight Tyson at 30, who would win? Well, Tyson at 30 would win. But
Right.
a Tyson at
It
50,
was
a
always
Tyson
kind
at
of a
60 could
lose-lose.
kick my ass. Tyson at
Yeah, I
60
mean,
could probably kick my ass.
it was. I mean, yeah. Most of Tyson's prostitutes could kick my ass. Honestly, if you can take that type of pounding from Tyson, I think you're tough enough to fucking beat up me. But
Tyson's daughter could kick my ass. Isn't she a boxer?
yeah, I mean, literally, the British dude who was named after Tyson Fury, was the heavyweight champion for a long time and is challenging it again. So that kind of gives you his age and gives you his legacy. I just hope that last night doesn't take away from that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, let's jump into other news. I'm going to start with a clickbait headline, one that really got me. I usually don't fall for clickbait headlines, but this one, I just, here's the headline. Thousands rally in Georgia to question the vote and demand a new election. I saw that and I'm like, oh, fucking knock it off. Let's not do this. Trump won. That's all there is to it. And so you click the art. Oh, it's Georgia, the country. It's the former that what it got me. It's not even clickbait. It's just it was you know just miscommunication is all. They
It's a
want
classic mix up. You know what I mean? Be careful when buying those plane tickets, people. Huh? You think you're going to see the Atlanta Falcons, and then you end up in the middle of a civil war
yeah.
over some Eastern European shit you have no idea about.
You end up in a Russian gulag because you protested Putin because amid allegations Russia. This is the fun part. They were protesting amid allegations that Russia helped rig the vote. I mean, it could go either way. That could be the Georgian country or Georgia the state. I mean, of course, Russian rigging the vote in America is just spreading shitty memes and having stupid people get outraged over shit that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Absolutely knowing nothing about this, I believe him. If there's one country that's going to get fucking hacked, I think Georgia, the country, is at risk to get their elections fucking hacked, man. That's going to happen every time.
All right, next story. This one, Jake, you and I talked about well in advance of the election. and it's coming true. It was trending on Twitter, and I just sent you the link to the Twitter trend that made me laugh, which was basically, you know, Trump says he will eliminate all aid to Palestine on day one. His ambassador nominees to Israel says there is no such thing as Palestine. He appointed Huckabee, I believe, and Huckabee says that the West Bank is part of Israel. So basically, every Muslim in Dearborn, Michigan, that helped swing Michigan to Trump by voting overwhelmingly for Trump, and then in second place, Jill Stein in Dearborn. I mean, they're all upset. They're saying Trump lied to him. Uh, Kochar of the Abandon Harris campaign
But
said,
he didn't lie. He said he was going to do this the whole time.
well, they said that he came to Michigan and said, "Oh, I promise peace for the Middle East. I promise that, I don't like war hawks." They voted for him off the fact that he was going to do better. But you and I talked about it and said, no, he is a fucking wipe Gaza clean guy.
Bro, if Joe Biden's genocide Joe, then Trump is the pale horse in the apocalypse. I don't know. The fact that you thought this was going to be better, and again, I get it if it's a protest vote in going. Listen, both sides were going to write the same amount of zeros to Netanyahu on that fucking check. The liberals were going to say a slightly different thing, but I'm doing this because they need to get kicked in the dick so that we have a primary next time, and we can vote in someone who is going to do something different. Like I kind of get it if you're realistic about what the fuck you were doing, but if you somehow thought that Trump was going to be better for the Middle East than you.
Not even the Middle East, just the Israel-Gaza conflict in Lebanon. Just ignore the rest of it. Just in that section alone, he made very clear that, I mean, he put the capital in Jerusalem. He had picked a side.
Dude, I mean, he had guys like Lindsey Graham was basically suggesting that we nuke Gaza. He said it multiple times on TV shows. He was like, listen, we were nice enough allies in World War II that we nuked Japan. We should do that with fucking Israel. Like he said that on TV multiple times. So
I think Kid Rock said that too.
Kid Rock said it.
Yeah.
After shooting Palestinian beer, he did say that. But
I'm scrolling through Twitter right now. Tulsi Gabbard's is angry. The one that refused to endorse. We talked about that story. She wouldn't endorse Kamala. Yeah, well, how'd that work out for you?
What good? She's in his cabinet now.
What's that?
She's in his cabinet now.
Oh, wait. Sorry, I fucked up. Rashida Tlaib. I'm sorry. I misspoke. I'm an asshole.
She is not in Trump's cabinet.
No, she is not. She's the one that's pissed. Tulsi's fine. Tulsi's happy. I looked at the picture and just drew a brain fart name. My bad.
Again, I get it if you knew what your protest vote was. If it's like, listen, we hate what the Democrats are doing so bad that we're going to vote for a guy that we hate even more, so that in 4 years they actually listen to our side, our wing of the party. Like that makes sense to me. If you're going, I can't believe
Gaza
that this
will still
Trump
be there
guy,
in 4 years.
What's up?
You think Gaza will still be there in 4 years after this?
I think they're going to pave Gaza and put up a parking lot. I believe Trump said that.
That's what I'm saying. Trump is going to go
campaign.
scorched earth on Gaza.
Yes, I think the map of the Middle East after this is going to say Israel and then 2 giant parking lots right next to it that used to be Gaza and the West Bank. I believe Trump ran on that. So protest vote people. Know that that's what you voted for. Again, I get it if your thing is like, we did this because Harris was going to essentially keep doing what her president was doing, her boss Biden was doing the whole time.
Stay the course.
Yes. So we did this because in 4 years we want something different. If you're realistic about the whole fucking thing, I I get it. I don't agree with you. I don't think that's the right move. But if you're sitting there thinking Trump was somehow going to be better on Gaza, you literally did not listen to a single thing Trump had to say about the topic.
Fair, fair. All right, let's do a quick aside. Starfleet, hi guys, hello. Free diapers for the elderly. Who would oppose that? I mean, come on.
Well,
Tarun
Trump
says,
would have if Biden was still in the race. I'll tell you that right now.
Tarun says, hi, how are you guys? We're good. Nancy is happy we're talking about this. And the OG Drew Executive Order 13848 incoming. Have a nice day. Is that just the order? I can read that two ways. It just could be incoming or
Hang on. Are we talking Executive Order 13848? Because I haven't read that yet. Now, if we're talking Executive Order 13846, I can talk it all day. What are we
yeah, I'm not
doing here?
familiar with that one. What's the topic? We're talking Israel, Palestine, and the fact that Muslims in Dearborn, Michigan, that voted for Trump to make Gaza better are waking up to the fact that his appointees are so pro-Israel that Gaza is about to get fucked lube free.
Again, but Democrats did this. Democrats did this to themselves, man. But you had people on campuses all over the entire country calling Joe Biden Genocide Joe. If you
Yeah,
think you're just going to pull him and put in his vice president without having a fucking primary, maybe people that were on your side of the aisle chanting Genocide Joe aren't that happy about Vice Genocide Joe.
yeah.
Maybe you should have had a fucking
Well,
primary.
and we know that of all things, nicknames work better than understanding policy because people don't like to research. They just, I can't name this person, but I can say I do know someone who is young, just turned 18, and said that I don't know how they voted, but I know that over the summer said he was thinking of voting Trump because, dude, did you see him get up when he was going fight, fight, fight? That was like so dope. Like he literally said that. I'm like, that's how people vote. It's not on policy, it's on nicknames and chants and image. So yeah, the Democrats did it to themselves.
If
They
only that fucking incel would have shot Kamala in the ear, huh? It would have been a completely different election.
she it would have been good. All right, next story. Oh, it's the
She
same
would have
story, right?
stand up and went joy, joy, joy. It would have been it would have been an awesome pick.
Yeah, I have two links to the same thing. Uncommitted Michigan delegate pleads with President Biden to do something about Netanyahu before Trump and Huckabee complete, quote, an ethnic cleansing campaign of the West Bank and southern Lebanon. Okay, uncommitted Michigan delegate. That means he could have thrown his support behind Kamala Biden, the Democrat, but chose not to. Yeah, you gave their protest vote, and now you're turning around and begging for help. You, this is how politics works. This is what happens.
Yeah. Uh, Again, man, I think the Democrats should have listened to those people, man. I think they should have had a primary, and they should have listened to that wing. They fucked themselves again, just like they did in 2016 with the,
Yeah.
they've kneecapped
Yeah.
every actual progressive candidate they have had for over a decade, and their party, their voters have said, "Fuck you. You're not a party of the people. You're a party for your donors. So
Yeah.
we're not going to show up." That's what the fuck happened.
Well, let's stick with politics for one more.
They
Now,
need to listen to this fucking guy in the chat. They need a moderate Democrat. Really? The lady who was screaming about how much she loves guns and fracking and was still probably going to give $1 trillion to Netanyahu anyway. That wasn't moderated enough for you. Really?
the one that attracted Liz Cheney and well, her dad, but I'm thinking of Joe, a former Tea Party member, like the one that got the Republicans, Lincoln Project, like the Democrat that got all the moderate Republicans behind her wasn't moderate enough. But
Dude, the
um,
Democrats have done nothing but put in moderates for the past decade. They have kneecapped. They have gone Tanya Harding style and fucking smacked every actual progressive that had a chance in the knee with a steel bar while they were running for the past decade. But they need a moderate Democrat, really.
Really quickly, we'll get off politics in a second. I want to we which one's that? Who's unhappy? Who's unhappy over there, Jake?
Oh, me, my entire life.
Oh.
Basically, I wish I was dead. Anyway, go on. What were we talking about?
All right. So we have a troll that likes to put really I can't tell if he's really stupid or if he puts stupid comments to try and get us to respond, and we ignore most of them. But here's a good one from last week. Last week, in our podcast, we talked about the number of votes each candidate got. And in my head, I was going off the vote tally from Wednesday morning. I just spit out the wrong numbers. You corrected me, and we made a point on that podcast of saying, oh, yeah, they keep counting the numbers and they keep increasing. It's not like they hit a point where they just say, okay, you won, let's stop counting. They continue counting even after calling. We said all this last week. So our troll, because I got the number wrong, said, that you're talking shit again. I use species, but this is actual support. Jake, unconstitutional mail-in ballots. Yes. And so for saying it was a blowout, if you look at the tally today, Kamala has 73,600,000 as of right now. Trump has 76,300,000. So still a victory for Trump. He won the Electoral College, but it's no longer the blowout. It is a separation of 3 million votes. So those numbers keep changing. So trying to call out the fact that I got it wrong and we admitted the numbers were, oh, I was going off wrong numbers. You're a bad troll. I can't tell if you're a bad troll or a dumb one. So
Like I said, I disagree with President Biden. Okay, not all Trump supporters are trash. Only the ones who listen to this show and comment in the comment section. You guys, if you're hearing this right now and you're a Trump supporter, you're trash and you're making the rest of them look bad. I feel bad for the 90+% of Trump supporters who are being unfairly stereotyped by you guys' trashiness.
quick to the comment. What about Kamala is also for transgender reassignment for prisoners paid for by taxpayers? What's moderate about that? Well, here's the thing. That is a breakdown of, first of all, that wasn't her issue. She wasn't out there. It was an old quote where she said, yes, I think they should. It actually was a court order under Trump's administration. If you look it up, that happened under Trump's administration, that a court ordered that it's
That's
cruel and
right.
unusual to deny. But
Plus,
it,
as a dude who's done time, I mean, we could use a few more, women in there. Man, with the scalpel or whatever, man. Come on,
I'm just saying it's a
stop being
really
a
small
fucking
issue. She
buzzkill there,
wasn't
you.
she wasn't out there campaigning every day, and we need transgender
No, it
reassignment
was
for
the
prisoners.
conservatives doing that. It was the conservatives putting up
Right.
commercials going, oh, the liberals with their trans blah 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 like, look, man, even if you can't stand trans people or whatever, this doesn't affect your fucking life. So, like,
Yeah, it was such a
what are you
small
talking about?
if I don't have the numbers in front of me, but I'm sure if you break it down, the number of prisoners going for transgender reassignment surgery is really fucking small. Like, be against it all you want, be for it all you want.
Also,
It,
you fucking
it doesn't
morons.
matter.
Am I for tax funding going toward gender reassignment surgery for prisoners? No, but that's a state issue. You fucking idiots! Like this was something that got signed in California years ago. It's not like anything she's doing right now affects fucking like prisons is a state and local issue.
Right. Well, like there are federal prisons, so it could be. The whole point is, it's a nothing burger. It's a issue designed to make people with limited imaginations outraged because she gave an interview where she said, "Yeah, that's the law. Fine, if they want it, they can get it. I support that." It's not like they're out there forcing it and all that. It should have been a non-issue. It was stupid of her to say, but what do you do? She never. That's the thing is, she never said the question on The View, what would you have done differently? Nothing. Biden did nothing wrong. She could have reclaimed it and said, yeah, that was a dumb thing to say, but she didn't. So that's on her.
Yeah, I mean, it was look, she didn't have a ton of time. But the thing is when uh, most of the country hasn't fucking heard of you, and you've now been essentially installed a month before the fucking election. I don't know what you can or can't do right. I think the Democrats should have a primary next time.
Yeah. All right, we'll do a story, then we're going to cut to a comment from Scott Daly after that. But I want to hit a story that we haven't. This was the good news of the week. Satire publication The Onion buys Alex Jones's Infowars at auction with Sandy Hook family's backing. I mean, how beautiful is that? Not just that The Onion bought it, but that they approached the families of Sandy Hook and said, "Hey, we want to do this. We want to take his mailing lists, and we want to basically." The Infowars is already a satire site. People don't realize it because they're dumb, but it basically is. So The Onion is just gonna sort of, say, hey, everything he's been saying is bullshit. We're just going to put a comedic twist on it.
I think that Pornhub should have bought it and called it Info Horse. I think it should have been a bunch of ladies blowing dudes on top of like a flat globe. You know what I mean? They're just trampling on globes the whole time, flattening them out, that kind of thing.
Ah, that would have been great, but I can't wait to. It makes me feel good. It reminds me when Cards Against Humanity bought a huge plot of land so Trump couldn't build his wall. Like it's when companies that I don't want to say not political conservatives, but like stick up their ass tightwads, get like, I can't say naughty words like that, or oh, the Onion says uncouth things when they do good by the world, and that's why this made me so happy. Is
All right, if I'm the Onion, here's what you do. You keep things running as normal on InfoWars. Be like, listen, this is just purely financial. We're keeping the content the same. We're still getting to the bottom of the deep state here. And you keep having on the same guests for about 6 months, right? And then you plant your own conspiracies. You know what I mean? And you make it fucking weird.
Did you see there was a I want to go off a tangent because we don't have the story in front of us, but I did see there was a reporter in Colorado that went viral for doing hard-nosed debates. Whenever a politician would lie, he would go right back at him and said, "But you said this." Do you know him? I think his name is Kyle in Colorado. Are you familiar with him?
No.
Okay, you should look him up. He was a great debate. He should have done the federal national debates. He should be where, like Don Lemon or I'm drawing a blank. But either way, he should be a national name. He's a treasure. He said, well, Colorado just reelected Lauren Boebert to the office so she can get to the bottom of deep hitting issues that affect Coloradans, like sea aliens building cities under the ocean. And then they cut to a clip of Lauren Boebert at a congressional hearing talking about aliens living in our oceans. It was fantastic. So
Fuck
yeah,
yeah,
that's
dude.
what Infowars should do is just keep up. The Onion should just keep stay the course.
I'm tired of these fucking ocean Puerto Ricans coming up here and fucking taking our jobs. Huh?
Wrong
Check our
aliens. I
gills
hear you.
before you hire them, I say.
Uh, hey, Paul from Omaha, I believe. Let's go back to Scott's comment. I thought it was interesting. 48-year-old masculine gay guy here. The transgender movement with people saying they are non-binary and trans. I said I'm out at that point. It's bonkers. I I'm here's the thing. You can hold two ideas in your head at the same time. I have trans friends. I have they've said they knew they were trans their whole life, and I fully believe in them. I also read Abigail Schreier's book and know for a fact that it is a trend right now to be a teenager and go, "Oh, I'm trans." Or they have those California, there was it a call from Disney execs, I believe, where they were on a Zoom call that got leaked and they said, "Well, I'm doing this for my trans kid." "Oh, you have a trans kid? I have a trans kid." And it's like six people on a Zoom call all said they had a trans kid, and that's just not fucking real. Why are trans numbers in California big and trans numbers in Idaho not? Now, you could say it's because trans kids in Idaho are afraid, or you could say, yeah, it's a trendy thing right now, and that's why Scott says he's out because we're taking it a little too far.
Yeah, but again, this doesn't this doesn't affect your life, man. Like
Oh,
are
it
there
shouldn't.
people
No.
who are just trying to figure shit out? Sure. Um, that's not who's getting things like puberty blockers and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like that's everybody, like there's all kinds of commercials out there going like, oh, the liberals are turning your kids trans. Kids are getting gender reassignment surgery against their parents' will. No kids are getting gender reassignment surgery. It's just not happening, right? The most extreme version of this is they're getting puberty blockers, which again, this isn't for like kids who just claim that they're non-binary or whatever. You know, at junior high, they're only doing it in very rare extreme cases where from the age of like 5 or whatever, this kid has been claiming they're a different gender. Now, puberty blockers are mainly used for cisgender kids. It's mainly used for like little girls who are getting their periods too early. It's not sterilizing kids. It's nothing permanent. It's if you stop taking it, you just go through puberty and you end up, like you can undo any of that shit. They're not taking actual hormones. They're not taking anything. I think it's
How
important to say this if you're talking about this issue because there's a ton of fucking lies about this that right wingers preach and believe in. So I think that that needs to be said.
how often do you wish you had taken sterilization, Jake? How often do you sit in your life and go, "Fuck, I wish I'd been sterile"?
Here's the thing. I snort crushed up lines of puberty blockers while I drink. It makes me feel young again. It makes me feel young. I snort it and I'm like Peter Pan going down on Tinkerbell every single time.
All right, let's go to the final story
Are you
then.
telling me I'm not as healthy right now as I could be? Is that what I'm hearing?
That's what I'm telling you. All right, finally. There's an app that you can get in the Apple Store. Ready? Text with Jesus, a new app powered by ChatGPT, lets you have actual conversations with Jesus and other biblical features. That's just brilliant. You are having ChatGPT represent Jesus. If anybody out there I want people to download this. I want people to start posting their chats with Jesus. Ask Jesus about transgender issues or gay issues or should I eat shellfish or can I have bacon on Friday? I want to see Chat GPT's answers for all of this shit.
What Jesus once gave a leper reassignment surgery right there just by making the sign of the cross. I mean, it's in the Bible, you heathen scum. Look it up.
I don't know how long this has been out, but I can't wait for it to blow up. All right. We're going to sign off on the Spotify podcast. I am Nathan Timmel. You can find me at nathantimmel.com. I have a t-shirt store. If you have not watched my comedy special, 1 hour on YouTube, it's called Unapologetic, right on the front page. It is the 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 6 days. In 6 days, on November 22nd, Jake's comedy special, Unalived by Dog Pills, will drop on YouTube. Did I get that correct?
Yes, yes, sir. It will drop on YouTube November this month, the 22nd.
There we go. All right, Jake can be found on all social media platforms at Jake Vevra. Thank you for listening. And if you want the bonus stuff, you got to watch us live on YouTube because we're going to cut to the chat right now and respond to a few viewers. All right, bye everyone.
Later.
Oh, you didn't give a zinger.